Hello and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, my name's Peter, and I do apologise I haven't put a video out for a while, but I'm back out now. So I'm in the Ironstone mine again today. I'm currently sat in the Traveller's Drift, and just running parallel to this drift would have been the haulage drift. So the plan for this video is to walk down the Traveller's Drift, meet up with the haulage drift at the junction, and then have a little mooch around there. So if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, and then we're going to carry on down here. That's bright. Oh shit, I forgot to mention you were in the video.
Don't have to, we're going to do it together, the shot.
Also, I forgot to mention, even though he stood right there, I'm with UK Abandoned Mine Explorers, so I do apologise. So we've reached the air door that leads to the haulage drift. So this would have had a double door on, and the men would walk through. And then straight ahead is the haulage drift junction. And so this is what the wood's like, that's holding the ceilings up.
Yeah, that's why you have to be.
Obviously I touched that one because it's not actually doing anything. If it was one that was holding the roof up, I wouldn't be prodding it. That's looking back the way we just came. Oh, that's a nice torch you've got there.
Ooh, right.
Right, so this is the junction on the haulage drift. It would have came from behind the camera there, and then possibly went down either of these. If you follow the horseshoe print, it goes to the left side there. So we're going to follow the middle drift and see how far we get. That's an old light. So that at the bottom there would have been an old syrup tin. And there would have been a candle in the middle, and that's a piece of wire. So that would have been the miner's source of light before helmets. It's called a midge. So I've only ever seen two of those, and they're from this mine. We're going to head down there. So this is an old battery. I'm not quite sure what it was from, but it does say made in Wilton on, which isn't too far from here. However, it's Witten. Could be Witten, could be Wilton. I'm not quite sure what that battery was for, so if someone knows what that was for, you want to put it in the comments. I imagine it's got something to do with drills or something. I don't know.
Didn't have electric carts towards the end, did they?
I'm not too sure.
Some of them did. Maybe. Don't know. But it is.
It says guaranteed highest quality made in, I'm sure it's Wilton. I'll put a close-up photograph of it on screen. I forgot to mention that the oxygen meter is set at 15%, because that's pretty much standard in this mine. Guaranteed to get to 15% within a short distance of walking in. But won't be doing anything crazy today. I've just came off a night shift. Put that on your video.
Oh, it's in the video.
Now everyone knows I've got a job.
Sorry, that's going up again.
These are parts of the old mine cart. So that would have been on the back of the cart. And then this, that's called a buffer. And that would have been on the there would be two wooden joists going across. And that would have been on around the wood. So when the carts hit each other, it wouldn't split the ends of the wood. That's a buffer. And I've got a piece of rust in my finger.
Oh.
Tetanus.
Well, that's the end of this episode.
Good night.
Professor Peter Explains.
So this is an explosive tin. It should have had the dynamite in it. And a lock on there. And that's just found, just lying around. This one here. Some people say it's a water flask, but I was told it was a powder flask for the explosives with a small nozzle on the top for the gunpowder. So what they would do is they would make a hole like this using a jumper drill or the whatever the other drill was called, can't remember. A normal drill. And then they would put the gunpowder in all the way to the end, and then they would pack it with some anything off the ground really. And then they would use like a stemmer, which was a really thin rod, and they would push it down the bottom, and then it would leave a really thin hole at the bottom when it's all packed. And then they would put an explosive, which is called a squib. I've actually got footage of a squib. I'll put it on screen now. And when you light it, it shoots off straight down and obviously explodes the dynamite at the bottom. Hopefully you're not in the way when it happens, otherwise you dead.
There's another fossil just walking down there. Says me.
And so where we're going is over this wall, and there's an old miner's boot up here, so that's what I'm going to go and have a look at now. Oh, yeah, thank you there. So that there is an old miner's boot. It's leather. I wouldn't want to move it too much because it will fall to pieces. It's been there that long. Do a little close up of it so you can see. They have really small feet. And then just on the bottom it's a hobnail boot. But yeah, so this guy must have hopped out. I've actually moved it out of the way, picked it up carefully. There's nothing wrong with it, it's not broken. Just it was right in the middle of the the drift, and if someone didn't see it, it would get squashed. So I've moved it into a better area. Right, so just near the old boot is this here. You can see the old miner's boots, hobnail boots there, the little dots, and the horseshoe marks where the miners would have walked down there with the horse. That's a beautiful piece of history, that is. So this is one of the timbers holding the beam up above my head, and as you can see there, it's completely gone. So all that pressure on top of there should have came down. So that collapse in front there, that would have led back to the haulage drift. That way there leads to the old blacksmith's workshop, which I'll show you again shortly. There's the hinge from the old door to the blacksmith's here, and then just down on the floor there, I believe that would have had rope going across the top of it, down the side of the tracks maybe, when they're pulling the cart out, because there's like an indentation on the top where a rope's been. But I'm just guessing on that one, I have no idea. I know I've done this part in a lot of videos, but I just think it's fascinating. That's the anvil block there.
The anvil's gone. That would have been heavy to carry out.
Yeah, someone's taken the anvil block. I don't think the hammer's the original one, but it would have been
Like that.
similar to that, yeah.
It's a very thin shaft on it, that one. Anyway. Right.
Then inside that toolbox there, there's my glove. Not my glove's not in the toolbox, but yeah, inside that toolbox there's some steel wedges and some other tools, and then just to the left hand side here, this stick. That's actually a pickaxe handle.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And I will put on screen now, we've actually just found a pickaxe head, but it's been badly damaged. So that there on the wall is an old drawing of some sort in a pencil. Looks like a diagram of a machine or something. Well, I only found that recently. Can't seem to see any more. So this is inside the toolbox. I'm not sure what that is. These here are all steel wedges. Yeah, that toolbox is probably close to 100-year-old.
And it's still very much in the process of going down. Because you see there, it's going down. And if you just see just turn up and see it.
Right, so that's the end of the video for this week. I'm absolutely shattered. So yeah, if you want to head over to UK Abandoned Mine Explorers, everyone's probably already there anyway. But thanks very much for watching the video. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one in a week's time. I say a week, could be a month. No, I'm joking.